Unfortunately, as we discharge our regulatory responsibilities, there are times we come across issues that cause great concern to us. On the 7th of December 2022, acting on very credible intelligence, NAFDAC Enforcement and Investigation Directorate raided a warehouse in Abobon, Lagos. And what they found was rather startling. Many of you are aware that potassium bromate is banned in Nigeria. What is potassium bromate? Potassium bromate is an oxidizing agent that is used or was used previously in Nigeria to enhance viscosity and improve the swelling characteristics of bread. Was used as a bread improver. Unfortunately, the product was found to be carcinogenic, and as such was categorized by the International Agency for Research on Cancer under the World Health Organization under Class 2B as a carcinogenic agent. As a result of that, it stands banned in many countries, the European Union, Canada, the United Kingdom, Brazil, and most importantly, Nigeria, as well as some countries I have not mentioned here. So what we are saying is there are other bread improvers that are acceptable to us as NAFDAC, but as far as NAFDAC is concerned, potassium bromate was banned and remains banned. What the enforcement officers uncovered was 115 cartons of potassium bromate tablets with a street value of 28,750,000 naira. Also found were counterfeit EDC bread improver packed in sachets with a fake NAFDAC registration number. And they arrested a suspect, Mr. Joseph, during the operation. Now, because of the negative impact of potassium bromate on the health of Nigerians in particular, that product remains banned. And I'm going to use this opportunity to remind the consuming public and remind bakers in particular that potassium bromate is banned and remains banned. With this seizure, this we know is just possibly the tip of the iceberg. And as I said, we were working on credible intel. Rest assured that we are looking down the value chain, and we will be looking very, very closely at these products. We will be randomly sampling these products and we'll be testing these products. So just a note of caution to those who are involved in using this product without a thought to the impact it has on health. Because bread is a commodity that is readily consumed in almost every home in Nigeria. And so it has far-reaching impact on our population. So please don't take that warning very lightly. As I speak, it has already started, and we'll be looking very, very closely. And in the event that we find those that are using these banned products in making approved products, they will face the full extent of the law. We also wish to state that there are approved bread improvers which can be used for these products, and we expect those that have registered their products with us to make sure they stay within the regulatory approvals that they do have. We are also aware and following up closely liens of clandestine bakeries that exist. And we would want to ask the press and the consuming public to provide us information if they have suspicions about activities within their areas, so that we can check these out, and if they are actually illegal bakeries, shut them down in accordance with the law. Also, we have today a gentleman, Mr. Michael, all the way from back in Abia State, who imported a counterfeit product, Delicier cooking margarine, with different batch numbers as well as fake NAFDAC registration numbers. At the time of his arrest, which is critical to note, at the time of his arrest, he was found with over 400 cartons by 60 sachets by 250 grams of the product with the above details. That is not the full consignment. He claims to have imported these items from Dubai and cleared them on a port in Port Harcourt, while also admitting that he sold these products around the country with an estimated street value of these products that we did find at 8 million naira. But as I said again, that is not the entire consignment. We want to use this opportunity to advise and enjoin the public to be wary of these products, and in the event that they come across any of these unwholesome products, to inform the nearest NAFDAC office. Again, I'm going to reiterate, I'll reach out to you to partner with us as we carry out our regulatory functions, which we cannot do in isolation. We have able and capable men and women within the enforcement team. Can the enforcement team stand up for recognition? Can you please give them a round of applause? These are those who are at the front lines, who sacrifice their time themselves to go out in search of those who are at variance, and you are one of them. Why? Stand up, Deputy Director Martin. Thank you very much. Please convey our appreciation to your colleagues as we reach out to Nigerians and encourage you to partner with us to ensure that we rid our country of unwholesome, fake and substandard products, as we stand poised in NAFDAC to ensure that there is no compromise and that we will do all that we can to ensure that the agency's mandate remains secure. With that, I'd like to thank you and wish you a very good afternoon. Thank you. Okay, this is the potassium bromate, Bromate 60 berry tablets. Yeah, they're called tablets. They're carcinogens. Okay. That's what we're talking about. And then this is the margarine, right? With the fake NAFDAC number. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I think this is very straightforward, but our colleagues are used to potassium bromate over and over since 1992. And it's just that the Acting Director-General believes that when the tempo is dying down, then we need to bring it to the front corner so that we know that the potassium bromate we use is a public health concern. So you have questions to answer?
Let them see.
Questions? Anybody wants to ask questions? Chairman?
My question is on now that bread is going very expensive, no longer is out of reach for the common man. And now this kind of issue is coming up now. What is NAFDAC doing? Apart from getting these people parading them now, what is NAFDAC is going to do to ensure that we don't have this kind of? But I remember this for a number of years now we've been on this issue of bromate. So what are you doing? To ensure that we don't even get to see this again. Thank you.
Angela?
Yes, ma'am. I want to know, so that we'll be on the lookout very well. This issue of clandestine bakeries, do we have them in Lagos so that we know the spots to do the investigation for us? Are we having such in Lagos, or is it another state? Maybe you are just using this opportunity to want this of them operating in Lagos.
Next.
That's it?
No, one.
Yes, oh,
Another lady.
sorry.
My question is about heart health. Heart health. How to spot food high in sodium, sugar, and other processed ingredients, especially some that are hard to spot in groceries.
Okay, good day everyone. Okay, so my question is, these cases have been coming up, the issue of fake drugs and prohibited products. So what are the steps that you as an agency are going to take to ensure that all of this is drastically cut off? Because it's like, as more cases keep coming, it keeps increasing day by day. So what are the steps, drastic steps that are going to be taken to ensure that all this is put to, is it not the total end, almost the total end?
Good afternoon, everyone. And the issue of potassium bromate has been ongoing. Every one of us knows that there was a time that the bread manufacturers were expected to indicate if their bread had potassium, is free from potassium bromate. And it looks like after some time, I noticed that I'm not sure that some of them are repeating that again. And I'm asking what steps is the agency going to take to ensure that this kind of instruction or information as this bread free from bromate is compliant, and also to ensure that some people are not just putting it to deceive people.
Good afternoon. Please, I just want to know how, as a consumer, how can I identify bread that's used in the potassium bromate? Because like just like palm oil, those that use those chemicals to make it resin, and those local women, they know how to identify it because it will foam. But as a consumer, if you can get to know how to identify this, you will avoid buying those breads. So please, how can we identify? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, the price of bread is going up, has gone up, and is still going up. So that is the reality of our time. But in the same vein, cutting corners is not the way around that issue. There is talk in different circles that when they use bromate, the bread swells more. And so the economics of it makes sense. But on the other side of it is the health. And I took time to make that reference to the global classification of potassium bromate as a carcinogen. Many countries have banned it. We are one of those that have banned it. It has deleterious effect on health, and so regardless of the cost of bread, we will not be supporting the use of potassium bromate as a bread improver, because there are other options that are safe and that can be used. How do we ensure? I said something here. I said we are going to be looking randomly at bread and testing to see. We have lab tests that we can carry out to see whether bromate is in the mixture or not. So we will be doing that. I talked about clandestine. Clandestine means we don't know where they are. But we know that within the realm of your imagination, not every bakery has come to us to list its products. And so we are actively out on that. And so what I said is, if you know a clandestine bakery, because many times these bakeries operate overnight. That's part of the clandestine nature of their activities. During the day, because it's clandestine, it's shut. At night, it's open. So if you live somewhere and you notice unusual activity, and then you suddenly see bread, go again. Many bakeries work overnight, but you know what I'm talking about. Those that are fully registered, you see even during the day, you see the signs up and everything is open. But you suddenly see bread and you see no sign, you can suspect that something untoward is going on, and that's what I'm asking for. How do you spot foods high in sodium? You look at the label, and we do know that when you're talking about heart health, you're trying to limit your intake or consumption of sodium. So you read the label on the products, and sometimes you have sodium declared. Sometimes the sodium is even in other products within the food. So if you read your labels well, you'll be able to make that determination. Yeah, steps taken to drastically put an end to this. Unfortunately, there will always be those who want to play in the gray area, that's what I call it. We have regulatory processes in place. We encourage people to do the needful and make sure you subject yourself to the necessary regulatory processes. But in the event that you would rather not, we have a remedy for that, and that's part of what we're doing today. We will be moving forward prosecutions. We will be using all powers within the ambit of the agency to control and limit such occurrences. Yes, Chairman, you said potassium bromate is an ongoing issue, and yes, we remember the bromate-free that was part of the labeling on such products. But for me, it even goes beyond just putting a label on it. Are they actually bromate-free? When they come through the regulatory process, we check. But again, what they're doing in the commercial space, we really need to look at and ensure there is full compliance and adherence with the laid down provisions. And all those that come to list their products with us are fully aware that potassium bromate is banned. How to identify bread that has been used, that potassium bromate has been used? The only conclusive test is a lab test. That's the only conclusive test that we have. So you can't just look at bread and say, okay, there's bromate in this one, there's bromate in that one. There are some characteristics that would make you suspect, but I don't want to use suspicion, so we don't raise the tempo unduly. But what I would say is, if you source your bread products from reputable bakeries that have subjected themselves to the regulatory process, you limit the chances of coming across products that contain bromate. I think I've answered all the questions. Thank you.
In the absence of that, I think we can, so that you can quickly hit the ground running and find your stories, because the time is well spent. And I think that's all. Okay. So thank you most sincerely for this and that. Pardon?
Everybody, no.